Hello friends! Steam Next Fest is here again, and I've been busy digging through a bunch of new and updated demos to find the ones that are worth playing. Some of these demos are going to only be up during Next Fest, so if you want to try them out, please plan to do so before Next Fest is over on June 16th. I also wanted to take a second to thank Steam for making demos popular again. And I should also mention that I'm sticking to demos for games that are still upcoming, as those are the ones with the biggest questions. Now, let's get to the demos. Starbirds. This game has spawned from a union between the developer of Dorfromantik and Kurzgesagt. I think that's right. It's an animation studio that produces science videos on YouTube and possibly other places, I don't know. The art style of the game is taken from the art style used in the videos. Overall, I don't mind it too much, but it's definitely trending to the younger crowd, I think. But I wouldn't even be mentioning this game if it wasn't that beyond the graphics, it's an interesting automation resource harvesting game with relatively short, at least on the demo, scenarios where you need to develop resource harvesting on specific asteroids. The interesting gimmick, if you want, is that on each map you can ship resources either to your main base or between each map that you've already opened up, thus opening up further refining options on the asteroids. I thought the demo is well done, it plays well, and it seems like an interesting addition to the resource management factory type games if you enjoy them. And so, if you do enjoy resource gathering automation games and you can tolerate the look of the game, you should try the demo. Mycopunk. Now, this demo came out in April, but since it's new to Next Fest, I'm including it. With a look that is somewhat reminiscent to Borderlands, Mycopunk is actually a relatively unique co-op shooter game. There are weapons that can be upgraded and abilities that can open up team synergies. The action is frenetic, and it can sometimes scale up drastically based on your actions or your teammates' actions. The game doesn't hold your hand too much, so you'll either have to discover the mechanics on your own or watch some videos to figure things out. I think the demo is well put together, likely to be a good window into the final game. It's also playable single player, but I did find it quite difficult to play this way. TerraTech Legion. TerraTech Legion is the third game in the TerraTech franchise and somewhat of a departure from the previous two games. Destroy hordes of enemies and expand your vehicle with various weapons and components. The demo is well made, well worth trying if you enjoy these kinds of vampire survivor-esque games. That said, it doesn't look like this game will have the same sort of weapon synergies and unlocks the vampire survivors thrived on, so while it is definitely a fun game to try, I'm not clear on what the longevity of the game will be at this point once it's out. Moonlighter 2: The Endless Vault. The demo for Moonlighter 2 didn't completely grab me, but I think it's a very well done demo. And based on the demo, I think the game could do really well when it comes out. There are two parts to this game. First, you go out into the world to combat various baddies through linear levels broken up into sections. At the end of each section is a loot chest. Some of the loot items have modifiers where you can play inventory management in order to try to maximize the value of the items that you've looted. Once your inventory is full, you can go back to town, put all your loot on display, and then play some minigames to haggle for the price with customers. But so far, after playing the demo for about an hour, all of that loot is abstracted junk, sort of like the stuff that you would pick up for quests in World of Warcraft. You're not finding and then selling cool swords or armor, nor do you get to loot things for your own use. Rather, you have to spend money that you get from selling things to buy weapons at other stores. I was also a little put off by the way that mouse controls sometimes don't work in the UI, but you're forced to use the keyboard for certain things. But these nitpicks aside, I think the demo is well made and well worth trying if you enjoy these sorts of action games. Morbid Metal. There's not much to say here because you should just go play the demo. Really, what are you still doing here? Go play the demo. If you enjoy hack and slash games, this one is extremely fun. It has a rewarding perfect dodge mechanics. The action is fast-paced enough that you'll need to focus if you want to hit all your dodges. The demo plays smoothly, does a good job of teaching you the ropes, and I think it's a must-try for fans of hack and slash. Jump Ship. Again, another demo that is technically came out slightly before Next Fest, but I am including it here anyways. I am a bit torn on this one because the demo doesn't have any matchmaking function built in. I am told that there will be a lobby for early access, but we'll see. In any case, I was able to play this game solo, and it cries out for buddies to join you. Like in Void Wars, there is ship-to-ship combat where you'll need someone piloting the ship, someone manning your turrets, and then at least one person managing the other logistics, such as replacing ammunition, repairing the ship, replacing shield packs, putting out fires. Missions are broken up into sectors, each one with its own challenge. Generally, after you jump into a sector, you'll need to find and destroy any enemy forces present before you can jump out into the next sector. This includes getting out of your ship and shooting a few enemies in the face, which is where this game differs from Void Wars. The game is made playable solo by the fact that should you not have any buddies to play with, the AI will fire your turrets for you, and it's effective enough that you can overcome swarms of enemies, if you're careful. In any case, I had a great time with it, even though I was playing solo, and yes, it is possible to beat difficulty 5 missions solo. Era 1. This one is probably not for everyone, because I feel this demo does a really poor job of explaining anything. But, if you are a fan of the Homeworld series, and you don't mind figuring out a rather dense UI, there is a lot to like here. Like Homeworld, you start out a match with just your central mothership. You send out harvesters to mine rock and debris, and you can build basic fighters at the start. And just like in Homeworld, you can build additional shipyards to produce better and larger ships. But you can also expand your base ship by individually adding modules, both as structural and functional. The limit here seems to be mainly your ability to get resources and the logistical limits of what is on your ship. On top of that, you can also build additional modular ships to serve as either large capital ships or as stationary bases. The demo includes various maps and settings that you can try, and I think a fan of this genre could easily spend hundreds of hours on just the demo, if it wasn't for the fact that you cannot save your game. As much as I dislike that limitation, I think the demo still does a really good job of representing the final game, since it all kind of seems to be here. Give this a try if you liked Homeworld, and the UI doesn't scare you. Void Breaker. If you like Dead Zone Rogue, this game may appeal to you also. It's a simulated AR world controlled by a ruthless AI that is using your runs to learn combat data. As is the case with most of these roguelites, you'll go from sector to sector clearing enemies or hazards and making progress on your run until you die or you beat the boss. After beating each sector, you'll get to add modifiers to your gear that can drastically alter your build in some cases. You can pick up and throw most items that you come across, and you can end up leveling entire buildings as a side effect of your combat. But don't take my word for it, just go check it out. And that's all I got for now. Please let me know what your favorite demo has been so far during Next Fest, and I hope that you have an excellent rest of the week. Please leave me a like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.